Hello YouTube and knife people, I'm Joe, you're watching my channel Ink&Iron, here with a very long-term review of perhaps one of the most boring knives in my collection, the Gerber EAB. EAB stands for Exchange a Blade. This is a utility blade holder, essentially, but it is on an aluminum frame and it folds. And that's about it. It has this sort of money clip style pocket clip with the old Gerber sword in the stone or sword in the mountain logo. You can see this has quite a few miles on it. I don't think that's rust. I think it's the underlying alloy, you know, some kind of copper or bronze or something, at least for the clip. The clip is a separate thing than the handle. The handle is definitely aluminum. It has not corroded. I have put it through absolute hell. This knife has seen more crap than any of my other knives, guaranteed. I have literally dropped this into a chemical blender, dry powder chemicals, and so it was in there with like lye and sodium pentahydrate and all kinds of horrible things. And not to mention it was mixing with giant blades, so it got a little dinged up here and there. But overall, it has just put up with everything I've thrown at it. And I've even used this portion as like a scraper, you know, peeled up stickers with it. The lock is maybe a little wiggly, but it kind of started that way, so it really didn't get any worse through extended hard use. So yeah, if you're looking for a long-term hard use pocket knife that you don't have to worry about sharpening, this is it. This is the whole thing. This like $15 or less tool. Yeah, my only real critiques is that it's a little bit short, and for that I'm going to give you just a few comparisons to other blades that I have. Here's another small blade. This is the CRKT Cotide, and it's looking a little smudgy. There we go. This is a very compact blade. You can actually take this thing apart and wash it, so it's another fairly competent EDC knife, and something a little more in the lines of the same price category, an Opinel number 8. But you can see this is not much bigger than the actual utility blade itself. Yeah, it's incredibly compact and super lightweight. So let me show you the weight and the measurements here. So closed length, we're looking at 7 centimeters. Call it 2.75 inches. That's about it. Width, like nothing. Yeah, a little less than, well, about a 1/4 inch. Okay, which is about 6 millimeters or so. It is just extremely tiny. It disappears in a pocket. Yeah, about 5 inches overall with a blade in it, or 13 centimeters. Yeah, let's get a quick weight. Here we go. Chill out. There we go. So grams, 64.32, translates to 2.27 ounces. Yeah, there really isn't another competitive option with this blade in terms of its convenience, its ability to disappear in a pocket or an apron or a pair of pants, or, you know, whatever equipment you happen to be using at work. You can pretty much stash this in it. Really the only thing that competes is like the EAB version 2. You'll be able to tell them apart because the version 2 has like some cutouts along the handle that just lighten up the weight even more. It's like the EAB Light, I guess, is what it's called. Really the best comparison that I have is going to be this Milwaukee, the original Fastback, the vintage one. And I compare them just because I love using this one, but it's a little bulky, right? It's got a big old chonky handle on it, which makes it very comfortable to use, but not quite as good in the pocket or you know, whatever tool bag or however you're carrying this thing on your person. So yeah, the Gerber EAB is just solid. It's incredibly corrosion resistant. I have dropped it and thrown it and lent it to people. It is a very good lender knife, actually, because, you know, if you know how a liner lock works, it's just that. All they have to do is press that to the side and it's good to go. And if not, they'll bring it back to you open and you can just close it yourself. Another advantage that this thing has is that it can be shaken out. I wonder if I can do this on camera. I'm very close to the camera, by the way. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of shake it out of there. You can do it in one smooth motion if you have, you know, the room, if you're not using this on camera, which is a huge advantage. So yeah, I use this to open bags of salt and citric acid and, you know, sodium hydroxide, basically anything. And when the blades would get corroded, and this is some bleach water corrosion from my using this in the pandemic, because it was very sanitary blade to use. Yeah, I was spraying like a bleach solution on there and the blade gets a little, this is a carbide blade, so it gets a little extra rusty, but yeah, you just undo this and swap it out, and the way you undo it is even more convenient, honestly. So if you grab yourself a coin, I have a US penny here. These are completely worthless as currency, but they make a good impromptu screwdriver for your Gerber EAB. And honestly, most of the times that I have swapped blades, I have simply used a coin or a scrap of metal, or, you know, a plain old slotted screwdriver, and that's it. I basically go until the thing falls out, and then you can, you know, flip your blade around or swap it out, whatever you want to do. And yeah, you just aim for that first hole. Drop this guy back in there. And once you feel it kind of click in, you tighten it down. Oh, come on. A little fiddly. But you can't beat the convenience of not even needing a tool. And I like to really crank it down, because losing this kind of destroys the function of the whole thing. But that's what you get for under like 15 bucks. So yeah, Gerber EAB. I like it more than a lot of other stuff that I've tested, and I've tested a lot of things. You know, Spyderco's LC200N is another corrosion resistant steel, and you know, the handle and the blade are super chemical resistant. I've also done like Milwaukee's other offerings of like this knife with this driver on the backside, but just the sheer convenience of the EAB makes it adaptable to so many different professions and hobbies and all that kind of thing. I've used it in food service, in being a chemical blender when I was working in wind power manufacturing, all that kind of thing. So yeah, this is just a really great tool. It is one of the least sexy knives I've ever seen, but it makes up for it in its absolute functionality. So yeah, there you go. And when did I get this Gerber EAB? I want to say 2015, 2016 maybe. So yeah, it's at least 6-7 years old, and it's got some miles on it. It'll mar up, but it's still as useful as the day I got it. So there you go. That's it. That's my review of the Gerber EAB. It is the best EDC blade that I didn't want to love, but it's just so good. It's so easy. There you have it, folks. If you like this knife review, want to see more content like this, or if you like, you know, multi-tools, I got multi-tools. I do fountain pens and writing gear, typewriters, because this is just my blog and I kind of show what I want. Stick around, like, follow, do the things, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Bye.